I'm flying over Cooma airport in the snowy mountains on the Thredbo and Perisher and Mt Kosciusko flight plan. It's a typical Aussie winter in the snowy mountains. Light snow, outside temperature is what? -2 at the moment. -2 Celsius. So it's about 20 miles to the first waypoint, which is Jindabyne. So let's expedite that leg. This being the first flight of this batch, we'll just expeditiously go around the circuit, and then of course in subsequent flights I'll take a lot more time and stop and smell the roses. Right, so I haven't been up in the Hornet for a while, just did a couple of touch and goes. Lands quite nicely, 120 knots, like a carrier landing, controlled descent with the throttle. Holds 7.5 degrees alpha, and everything's fine. So looking forward to spending a couple of days, quite a few hours flight time in the Hornet, in its natural environment, really. Beautiful. So about 500 feet above the terrain, almost halfway to the waypoint, 11.2 miles to go. So there's an airport at Jindabyne. Yankee Juliet Indigo November. See if we can spot that. Seems to like to cruise around 400 knots, about 90% thrust setting. It's good, we've got plenty of fuel on board, as we can see. And you can see there on the map, there we go, about halfway to waypoint 1. So we're going to see some ski lifts, etc., and they're courtesy of, pretty sure it's Mamu Design's ski lifts project. Anyway, it's on the website under scenery. On the drop down menu you'll see all the add-ons that I use. Power lines are also part of the add-ons. Now we're just about here. It's quicker than you can say it. Radio masts courtesy of Tabaret, as I recall. All the Australian radio masts, which is awesome. So here's Jindabyne. Quite easy to see that. We'll be coming back from the north later. As for the airport, insofar as I recall, I can't remember where it is exactly. It's got to be close, but not to worry, we'll find it on subsequent laps. At least we found the town of Jindabyne. Now we're going to Lake Krakenbach. So turning slightly to the right, about heading 245. And Lake Krakenbach is a very popular resort. So beautiful rolling terrain down here, as you can see. And a bunch of mountains coming up. About halfway to Lake Krakenbach, 4.6 miles to go. I think it's just through this V shape between, we can see ahead of us, between the near ridge on the right and the further ridge on the left. I do recall that. And then I think we're into the valleys, actually. Lots of good valleys here to play with. Yep, so not here. I think it's over the next ridge. Watch the speed here. Here it is. So there's a lake. There is the lake. And a resort, and etc, etc, etc. Looks great. We'll come back later and check it out in detail. Probably get the Bell 407 out to tunnel there. Lots of interesting things to see. Right, now we just follow this valley for a bit, for about, how many miles? 8 miles? Yep, about 8 miles. So let's crank it up a bit for the valley. Watching out for power lines, of course. Some down here, yep. Got to watch out for the ones that run across the valley. I have come afoul. I think the last time I ran into them was up in Norway. Pretty nice terrain here. Right, so next waypoint is Thredbo, one of the main ski resorts in the Snowy Mountains, popular destination for Aussies every winter. And here it is coming up on the right, and you'll see ski lifts running up the hill on the right there. Once again, they're not default, they're in this Mamu add-on, and they are magnificently done. What a great job. I only assume that Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 is going to incorporate all of these wonderful OpenStreetMap based scenery features, because boy, they like double the immersion value of the whole world. So hard right turn in a big climb here. Short distance though to Mt Kosciusko, which is coming up.
Pull up.
Just checking the radio mast. I think it's this mountain here.
Pull up.
No, it's a bit further according to my map. Yep. Bit further.
Pull up.
It's not particularly distinctive in shape.
Pull up.
So I seem to remember this lake, and I'm pretty sure it's this kind of rather rounded summit right in front of us. Yeah, apparently that's it. Anyway, there's lots of other great, even though that's the highest point in Australia, that's why it's significant. Certainly aesthetically, there's lots of other spectacular peaks to enjoy around here. Right, now back into valleys, and we're heading to Perisher, I think. Yes, Perisher Valley. And about 8 miles, I guess, along here is another resort, Perisher Resort. So keeping an eagle eye out for power lines, I'll push it up a little bit along the valley. Now it's been a while, so I'm going to stick to the as the crow flies plan. But I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to be in the valley on the left or right at this point. I think it's on the right. We'll see. Now I've got Perisher and Valley and MiGMan holes. They're very close. So here's Perisher Resort. Pretty extensive. Nice. And a couple of miles, 3 miles or less. This is MiGMan holes with its own ski lifts. So two very popular resorts. Next one, okay, so that's the end of the resorts. Now we're off to a power station, at Guthaga Power Station. And then I think we're following a river from memory. Snowy River, in fact. Right, so where's this power station? I'm going to swing left a bit because we're turning right. Oh, it's down there, right, where all the power stuff is. All the technical term that. All the power lines are joining up. That's yeah, that's awesome. Right, now follow the river, which obviously sits on the bottom of a valley, and this is a great valley run actually. It's about 10 miles along the Snowy River, and then there's a right hand turn to Lake Jindabyne and back to the airport. So I'll probably use this power station run, which we're on now, up to Island Bend and off Lake Jindabyne as a like a Mark Loop speed run segment, because it's pretty picturesque. There's a dam, another dam, another dam. Move the camera, see if we can get a shot of it. No, it's just gone out of view. Okay, lots to explore here. Right, now there's a right hand turn coming up, which I'm just about to miss. I've got to go left a bit to get a good look at it. Watch out for power lines. And that's the one I wanted actually. I thought I'd miss it. That one's going northwest. We want to go, sorry, northeast. We want to go southeast. This one. So that's good. Island Bend. It's a river junction. Check the fuel. Yeah, it's still good. So we're heading out to Lake Jindabyne. Next waypoint is Works Depot, which is not that easy to see in terms of infrastructure, but it's simply the last landmass on the lake from this direction. So it's pretty much dead ahead. Is on an island, I don't think. I think it's a bit of a peninsula. Yeah, looks like it. But basically flying up that river, and you're going to turn left at this point here, which is the furthest point out into the lake. There's Jindabyne back down there, a few miles away. Right, slight left turn, and it's overland back to Cooma Airport. So lots to explore there with Lake Jindabyne, those resorts, and two awesome valleys after the power station. So I might climb a bit on the way back because it's about a 17-mile run. I'll have a bit of a look around. There's Jindabyne back there. So the ski resort's in that direction, to the southwest. Beautiful. Fuel's still good, so let's go afterburner. Yep, 10.1 miles. Yeah, got traffic down there at 12 o'clock. It's actually right over the airport. See that flashing green light? That is right over the airport. Doing about Mach 0.78 at the moment. Mach 0.8. We're in full afterburner, so watch the fuel. Right, we got up to about Mach 0.9. Watch that traffic, and we'll announce our landing. Channel 1.
Yankee Charlie Oscar Mike traffic, Cessna Victor Hotel, Kilo Uniform Hotel, 1 mile south, 3,700 feet, inbound to land runway 18.
Landing on the same runway. So I better keep an eye on him. We'll stay up here. Channel 1. Channel 1. Channel 2.
Yankee Charlie Oscar Mike traffic MiGMan 007 is on final runway 18 touch and go left traffic.
Not touch and go, we'll land, but anyway. I think we'll just go ahead and land because he's way back there. And we'll be down on the ground in 30 seconds. Okay, so there's the threshold. We're at kind of a high perch, about 1,500 feet. Yeah, he's going to be ages, so let's just do it. Gear down. And let's start a slow turn to final. Speed brake out momentarily. Speed brake in. Right, so we're looking for about 120 knots, so we get down there quick. Alpha's way too high. You want about 7.5. I think it said 300 to 600 feet per minute descent rate too. But let's get over the runway first. Alpha's pretty good. Speed's pretty good. Coming down too fast, so add throttle. Vertical velocity's coming back. Yeah, we're going to float down kind of in an Air Force fashion. So let's just try to keep it level and touch down now. Right, nose wheels down, applying toe brakes, speed brake out. Lots of right rudder too for some reason. Okay, the wind's shifted, that's why. It was coming 180 when I took off, now it's 165. Righto, so there we go. There's a quick blast around the Thredbo mission. And I look forward to doing it several more times today after a nice cup of tea and a Lamington.